Hi, Dougie Burr from Doug Burts Tackle World here on the Gold Coast. Today I was going to do your fishing reports again. I'm going to start with offshore, and another unreal week just on pelagics. It's been incredible. I haven't seen, I've been here for like 50 years on the Gold Coast, and I haven't seen a mackerel season, pelagic season like this for many, many years. And even the weather's gone back to its old way of being stormy in the afternoon or night, and then nice mornings again. So let's hope it continues. But it normally brings the fishing on really good, that sort of weather. So we've had a great week again. We've had heaps of customers just getting into the Spanish mackerel of all sizes, including some really big fellas and a lot of lost big fish. Just out on all the local reefs, like anywhere from, still a few at Palm Beach, still a few down the gravel patch, not as much as there was, but Mermaid's been good. The 18 fathom reef out the front of the seaway has probably been the hot spot this week. And also on the 24s and down on Focus Reef. The best way to catch the Spanish mackerel has been trolling deep diving hard bodies. It's still the way to do it, you know. So these are like the Samaki pacemakers. They get down really deep, and they've been really smacking them pretty hard. They will get down about 10 meters, and you control them up to about 6 to 8 knots. But 6 or 7 knots is the happy speed for them. Your plan needs to be, guys, you need to get there really early. This week at running tide, at this stage there's not much swell. Always check the bar before you go out, like the swell height of the wave rider boys, when you get up in the morning before you go out in the dark. And but on running tide and less than a metre swell, you're fairly safe to go out through the centre and then dogleg southeast once you get out before the sun rises. But you want to be trolling these lures around in the dark, okay? So you want to be out there at 5 o'clock and trolling, and your best bite time is going to be then until about probably 6:30 or 7 a.m. Once that hot bite at that time of morning sort of slows down a bit, then I would probably switch to maybe trolling pillies on the ever famous pilly rig, which is this sort of thing here, just a pink rig, 350 hooks, nice size pilchard on there, or a small slimy or something like that, and trolling it really, really slow. These things work really well. The other way I'd be doing it is once you've trolled baits and around, not much is happening, you should have marked fish on your sounder while you're trolling around. You need to see the horizontal lines, which I talk about every week for mackerel, so they show up on your sounder. Mark it on the GPS when you keep traveling over them while you're trolling lures, and then concentrate on that area, come back to that area and maybe anchor up in that area, and switch to using like 2 Snell 3.0 hooks or whatever with a pilchard on it, or run the like a set of gangs, 3.40s, 3.50s with a full pilchard, and try for those with Spanish mackerel and spotted mackerel. At the same time, when you're running those little double hook rigs on half a pilchard, tail half of the pilchard, you'll also catch things like yellowfin tuna, you'll catch wahoo, you'll catch spotties, and obviously Spanish mackerel. There's a lot of wahoo around at the moment. They've been going more, if you're going to catch wahoo, you'll get them as a bycatch trolling your deep divers and on your baits as well. But predominantly you want to troll like skirted lures, like this sort of thing here, like a heavy weighted, about a 6 or 7 inch skirt in a variety of colors, of course. And you're trolling these metalheads, they're quite heavy, okay? You're trolling these at about 10 to 12 knots. My favorite speed on kilometers an hour is 23, so if it works out in knots, might even be 14 or 13. But I'm running these about 80 meters behind the boat, and you're pretty well just on the plane nearly, okay? You need to troll them an 80-pound braid or 50-pound mono. 30-pound mono is okay, but the chance that you might get snapped when they hit it because of the shock quite hard at that speed. Rig these up on about a metre of about 175 pound 49 strand wire, and we run a single hook rig in it, similar to this type of thing here, and run a single hook in there. And our drags are set fairly firm, even though it's only small, it's a rather big size, but quite a heavy head, but it will pull line at that speed on about probably 6 kilos of drag. It'll pull off the reel, or 4 kilos of drag. So you need to crank that drag up a little bit, but not too hard as to snap your line when they hit. So that's the wahoo trolling. The other thing that's happening too is when you've got that burley trail happening, if you are at anchor, and we're fishing now for, as I said, spotties and Spanish and yellowfin tuna, and a few longtail tuna out there too. Try casting metals around. Your bigger sizes for Spanish mackerel in this sort of size, you can see that, and it's just smaller size for spotties, like this type of thing here. These are the armor lures. They do a really good range of lures, metals, good hooks on them. The other thing that's pretty popular for casting is like the Rapala, the little XR10s. They get down, they're 42 grams, they sink quick, and you can really crank them quite hard and fast and they'll actually swim. And this is another really good one that's a lot of like the really good lure guys use. These are made by Jackson, they're a Japanese lure. A little tiny little bib on the front there, if you can see that. And they're just a beautiful little lure. And really good hooks on them, and they're 45 grams, so you can peg them out like, well, I don't know, on most outfits around 60 meters plus. It'll sink quite quick and you just work it back quite fast to the boat, twitching on the way. These things crank on dolphin fish too, by the way, around fads and stuff like that. Yeah, so give all that a go on the surface side of things. So as I said, the fishing's been fantastic in the areas we've covered before, but if you want to do a little bit of bottom fishing, if you guys have been dropping down a line while they're waiting for the mackerel and the liveys at the back, liveys at the back's not a good thing too, folks. Sorry about that, forgot about that. But guys have been dropping down bottom fishing just on the 24s and the 18s, and actually getting some really nice little snapper at the moment. A few parrot and a few drag and a few flatties, so that's been not too bad as well. The few snapper out in the 50 fathom reef at the moment, but the current's running about 2 to 2.5 knots. That was yesterday. Haven't heard today or tomorrow, I don't know. But it still runs at this time of year. It starts to slow down next sort of month. A few kings out there on if you've got some live baits. There's still a few marlin around Spot X and deep trag. There's plenty of dolphin fish around the fads around deep trag at the moment as well. And I dare say on the 50 fathom fads northeast. The 36 fathom fads have got a lot of smaller dolphin fish. They're a little bit finicky at times, but other times they just go rabid and bite anything. So it just depends if you're around sort of one of the first boats in the area, and maybe just float line pillies out or troll small skirts around the fad. Always go on the upside of the fad into the current. That's where they sit, not the downside. Yeah, so give that a go. That's sort of my recommendation this weekend off the Gold Coast. The weather forecast at this stage, one site saying 10 to 15 knots northeast tomorrow, 10 to 15 knots on Sunday morning, picking up Sunday afternoon. Subtly coming in about 20 to 30 knots late in the day. Other sites are saying like a maximum of 10 knots for the whole Saturday and nearly Sunday until that wind comes in late in the day. So it looks not too bad. I think it's a bit like today actually. So if a shower or scud shower pattern comes across, heavy rain just for a minute or two, you might get a bit of wind with it. Otherwise it's good. Anyhow, good luck out there, and see you next week. Thank you. Bye.